This alien right here, it brought a dead bird back to life, but suddenly, it ate the bird. What's going on here? Last night, Tom and Jerry were traveling when they came across an overturned car. Out of the fog came an alien smoking a cigarette. Jerry immediately fainted. He even peed his pants. The alien introduced himself to Tom. His name is Paul, but he couldn't step on the brakes because his feet were too short, so he flipped the car. It just so happens that Tom and Jerry really like aliens, so they traveled together. On the way, they were confronted by an agent who was chasing Paul. Paul used his powers of invisibility to escape. Paul liked to eat fresh food, so he would bring a dead bird back to life and then eat it alive. This surprised Tom and Jerry. They kept asking about Paul's history. It turned out that Paul had been imprisoned by the government for decades. Paul was asked to help develop various technology. Now he's finally escaped. Paul has contacted his companions to come to Earth to pick him up. He hopes that Tom and Jerry can take him to his destination. They were very excited when they heard the request. They accepted the request. On their way, they met a girl with one eye, but her eyes were healed by Paul. The alien put a hand on the girl's blind eye. Suddenly, the blind eye was transferred to the alien. The girl's eye were healed. Paul has a powerful restorative power of his own. His own eye was cured. The girl was thrilled. She decided to join them. A few days ago, they met this girl. The girl believed in God until she met Paul. The girl fainted, but they have to leave now. If they leave the girl here, they'll be wanted, so Paul had to steal the girl's passport. The girl's father just happened to see it. Paul used stealth to make a break for it. He was almost hit by a bullet. When the girl woke up, she started to freak out. What the hell is going on here? Paul put his hand on the girl's head. He's putting all that information into the girl's head. The girl passes out again. Tom was curious. He asked if he could do the same to him. Tom fainted too. The girl wanted to leave. Paul wanted to say thank you. He cured the girl's blindness. The girl was touched. She wanted to join them. To hide from the alien, they got Paul a suit, but they were confronted by an agent who was chasing Paul. Paul had to pretend he was a statue. When the agent started touching Paul's body, Paul couldn't help but curse. It scared the agents. They drove away to a grandmother's house. She was Paul's first friend on Earth. She was just a little girl at that time, but after Paul was picked up by the government, she was treated like a psychopath. They were finally reunited after 60 years, but that's when the agents came looking for them. They began to run. Just as the agent's gun was aimed at Paul, Paul pointed ahead. The agent turned around. There's a cliff ahead. The car fell with him. At last, no one is interfering. Paul arrived at the promised land. He set off the fireworks, but it was a government official who showed up just as the bad guy raised her gun. She was hit by a ladder dropped by a UFO. Luckily, Paul's partner arrived in time, saved everyone. They posed for a photo in front of the UFO. Before Paul left, he invited the grandmother to go with him to travel to an alien planet.